Not only do I completely relate to the thumbnail and title, I've also had women tell me that they wish that their hair did what mine does. And while they wait for me to share my hair type, which products I bought and used to get here, I can't help but see the defeat in their eyes before even trying. As if they've already accepted whatever they're looking at is possible for me, but not them. As if the lack of the result in that moment is proof that they're completely disqualified from it. And this isn't just with hair, but with any and everything.
Life move fast and you do what you want. I get shot doing what I want.
Wash day is in session. While I show you my pretty wash day scenes, I also want to share with you what's been on my heart. I've been wondering, where have I been showing up shallowly, superficially, because I'm afraid of how it will turn out? Where am I avoiding depth because I'm afraid I might drown? It's wild to think that my hair led me to this question, and this wash day led me to some answers. But first, hey girl, hey, welcome or welcome back. This wash day is overdue, like 2 weeks overdue, which is not like me. I usually wash my hair once a week, and for me, 1 week really makes a difference. My hair is super knotty, very tangly and dry, and even more so because this is a wash and go. And while wash and goes are my preferred style, I understand the struggle with wash and goes. They need to be maintained consistently to actually be loved. And once you tell a human to be consistent with something that's challenging, there's automatic tension. If retaining length is your goal, I will say stretched hair is the best way to do that. And while it's possible to keep a wash and go stretched, braids and twists are the best way to keep your hair stretched. Wash and goes often prompt more manipulation in between styles, which gives curly, coily hair the opportunity to tangle more. The more it tangles, the longer detangling takes. Working through hair that's shedding, it's just more manipulation, and the more manipulation, the more chances of breakage, which I accept because, like I said, wash and goes are my desired hairstyle. I decided the downs of the hairstyle is worth it to me. There is no right or wrong style. The real question is, what style is worth it to you? So listen, I'm going to get to the discoveries that I made during this wash day that have been helping me get closer to my desires. But first, let me put you on to what's going to be happening in the scenes as they play out, what this wash day consisted of physically. Before applying anything, I decided to jump straight into the shower and get in the water, which in hindsight, I kinda wish I didn't. I wish I would have just grabbed my steamer and pre-pooed before getting in the shower. Today felt like the weight of the water was actually working against me, and I feel like the weightlessness of the steam would have helped me with all these tangles, because girl, there was so much tangles. But what did help was this flaxseed and rosemary that I had boiled into a gel. So I technically am still pre-pooing. I just know it would have been a lot easier for me grabbing my steamer and doing it outside of the shower. But hey, we are here, and you're gonna see me take my time, moving patiently and gently as I work in smaller sections. Side note, I was resisting pre-pooing for as long as I could, and I'm pretty sure I've talked about this in the last couple of videos, but I don't think I've talked about my hesitation when it comes to using a pre-poo, which was a little bit of fear that if I have to change my routine, does that mean I've been doing something wrong? But I'm learning that different seasons call for different things, and some things in my routine might last forever and some of them simply will not. So I've been trying to move with less judging and more trusting. But anyways, you're gonna see me shampoo with L'Oreal's Hyaluronic Moisturizing Shampoo, which is super dope. It's an easy drugstore pickup. I've been enjoying it. I'm now on my second bottle. And then I'll go in with Pattern's Breakage Mask, which has been one of my favorite for years now, which is kind of wild to say. You will see how juicy the hair gets after just letting that mask sit on my hair for a couple of minutes. And once the scenes catch up to there, I'll begin styling and then we can switch back to what's going on with the hair. But now for my heart, trying to reach my goals has felt harder than ever lately. And I've just been doing some deep diving into my mind. I want to share what's been revealed to me on this wash day. What's been quietly killing my hair goals and my personal ones. What a time to have goals and dreams. To have the perfect balance of delusion, audacity, consistency, and luck. With my hair, amongst other things, wondering why they're not growing the way I imagine. Seeking the desires of what I crave my life to be has been exhausting. And thankfully, I've learned how to see the silver lining in everything. But if you're anything like me and you're constantly in your thoughts, constantly overthinking, your mind playing tricks on you, some days not knowing what's up from down, feeling like you're drowning, you're doing the things that seem productive, almost to the point that you can't put anything else in your schedule. Yet, it feels like you're not getting anything done, at least not the things you want to get done. Most days, I feel like we're living a life that makes plans for you. You know what I mean? Those unexpected, unplanned things that will have you stop dead in your tracks, have you rethinking every decision up into this moment. It's caused some serious decision fatigue for me. And lately, my brain's been on this loop asking, am I enough? Am I doing enough? And although I want to be present, that has been hard. My mind has been wondering how whatever I'm doing in this present moment is going to collide with the future and if it's gonna go in my favor. It's starting to feel like all of my pretty vision boards will be just that. It seems like my dream hair will always be on another girl's head who seems a bit more worthy. It seems like my dream life is sitting in this pretty picture or this piece of artwork that I'm never meant to touch. Sometimes even seeing it play out for someone else when I casually decided to doom scroll one night. And that's what I've always found annoying about making plans or sharing goals, believing in a vision that one day I might live it out. Having a vision or a detailed dream can spark motivation, but lately it's been feeling like evidence against me. But I don't think the answer is to get rid of the vision. And I definitely don't believe that the answer is to dream smaller. Have you ever had dream hair? Like, ever looked at a woman's hair and thought, if only I could get there? Or maybe just looking at your own reflection and in your mind having a vision of what pretty hair looks like, but not seeing that reflected back at you. I've had moments looking at my reflection and all I could see were my flaws. All of the things that I wanted to change. Wondering if this is as good as it gets. Those questions are real and a little unnerving. And listen, for me, the questions keep coming, asking, how can I change this? How can I fix it? How do I get out of this season? How can I get to the version of my life that feels more like home? After all of these questions, at some point, I'm just trying to escape reality. Once I'm facing what is making me insecure, there's not much I can do to change it, at least not in this moment. I can't suddenly grow my hair. I can't erase breakage. Since I can't fast forward, I'll try to escape. I start wondering, if I can't get out of this season now, will I ever? And now I'm watching the videos of the women giving advice, the women that seem so much closer to my goals than me, trying to recreate their routines and their journey, not making much room for my own choices, my autonomy, my own journey to getting to where I desire. Sometimes I just give up on the vision altogether because suddenly it's starting to feel too far away, too impossible. But why am I trying to make today look like the future? I don't know when I started comparing my dreams to my reality. No wonder I've been feeling so behind. I think the vision is not about giving me a destination, but rather directions. At this point of the wash day, I'm rinsing out this juicy, delicious Breakage Barrier Hair Mask by Pattern. If you're in need of some softness, some elasticity, highly recommended. You only need it on there for 5 to 10 minutes. We read directions over here. One of the main ingredients being honey. My hair's always loved honey. Honey actually helps bring moisture into the hair, which is why I picked up one of my favorite leave-in conditioners by MIELLE. And I know a lot of y'all not fucking with this brand anymore. And I get it, I understand, but this leave-in conditioner works for me regardless how I'm styling my hair today, that being blow drying, trimming, and twisting. And I'm actually super grateful that we're not forced to use just one brand today or one product. Instead, we have options. 20, even 10 years ago, Black women didn't have shelves full of products with us in mind. And listen, someone had to dream that. Someone had to imagine a brand, a product for it to exist on our shelves. Many of these women that have made these products that we adore was at one point looking at what existed and thought, envisioned they could make something better. Someone believed that our hair was worth studying, formulating products for, investing in before the world even validated that. Someone holding on to a vision allows me to stand in my bathroom every wash day, choose which products I want to use, layer products specifically made for my hair that my hair likes and enjoys and actually supports its health. It's so powerful to me to think that the world that we're living in is because of someone's dream. Like just taking a look around what's in this video or in the room around you, they were created because someone dreamt it first. Any material thing, choice that we have, lifestyle, it was envisioned first before it was created. Earlier, I mentioned the answer isn't to get rid of your vision. If anything, I think we could be dreaming too small. Because having a vision is powerful. Having a dream is powerful. And as long as you can dream, you can tap into that power. Every business, every brand, every YouTube channel, a piece of art, your favorite song at the moment, a product sitting on my shelf exists because someone believed in something they couldn't hold yet. Thank God people kept dreaming before reality even caught up. I would never want you to walk away from any of my videos not believing in your dreams. If anything, I want you to trust them more. Our dreams, our goals, our visions are not here to make us feel behind. They're giving us shape to form into. They're giving us a path, directions to walk towards. They allow us to prepare today for what's to come. The hardest part about having a vision is when you see someone else already living it. It's something about watching someone effortlessly embody what you're trying to learn or figure out for yourself. Sometimes being a beginner, especially around some pros, feels a little embarrassing. At least for me, I've wondered, if they figured it out, why haven't I? I must not be doing something or enough of something. Logically, I understand before you walk, you have to crawl. But life isn't that simple. Hair care surely doesn't seem that simple most days. Sometimes another woman's hair inspires me to take care of my own. And other times it makes me question if I'm doing this whole hair care thing right. And sometimes when I see where I'm not exactly where I want to be, yet I see someone else is, I abandon my own ship. I completely forget about my own path and start following others' routines to get their results. In other words, trusting someone else's advice over my own experience. And that's exactly what I did on this wash day. I seen this gorgeous girl with gorgeous hair talk about how she retains length and healthy hair by having a blunt cut. And before I know it, I was in the bathroom trying to give myself a blunt cut in these very scenes before you. The problem being my hair is layered. I've been maintaining a round shape for years. And here I am getting frustrated by the second, trying to turn layers into a blunt cut in one wash day by myself. Live footage of me abandoning my judgment for someone else's results. I'm trying not to rush now that I understand I don't have enough time, but I'm rushing, so I'm like, let me stop doing that, because I don't want to be upset at myself for moving too fast, and it's on me, so I'm trying not to be frustrated at myself, but I'm definitely gonna have to come back to this, and I'm not feeling that. I didn't even have time to blow dry this last section. A couple days later, and I was still feeling a little defeated. Looking back, I have no idea what I was doing. Like, I was really over here trying to give myself a blunt cut on hair that wasn't even straight. The wash day was already long. I was halfway blow drying. I was not detangling from the ends anymore. It was getting too much. At that point, I knew the best decision was to stop, because the longer my hands were in my hair feeling like that, I knew the decisions were just gonna keep going downhill. Bigger question, why did I abandon my own agency? In a recent video, I've talked about agency and autonomy, and in so many ways, I'm still trying to figure out how to use my own free will. Going from girlhood to womanhood is a transition that's unique to all of us. But as Black women, and speaking as the eldest daughter, there are a lot of experiences that feel familiar. I grew up quickly. I learned what responsibility looked like. I learned what being good looked like. I learned what I was supposed to do, but I didn't spend nearly as much time learning what those things looked like and felt like for me. I think it's why it's become so easy to use reality as evidence against myself. If my hair isn't where I want it to be, it must be because I'm not making the right decision. My money isn't where I want it to be, so it must mean I don't know what I'm doing. And before I know it, I'm looking for someone else to make those decisions for me. Someone whose life feels like evidence, whose results feel like proof, almost certainty. Because if I just got to do what she did, maybe I'll get what she has. And don't get me wrong, getting advice from other women is beautiful. Being inspired by how another woman moves through her life is beautiful. But listen, the problem was never a lack of advice. It was the lack of trusting my own judgment. I think I might have underestimated how much energy this was gonna take. Y'all, at this point, I was still trying to rush through it. What I needed to do was reevaluate my goals. Okay. This is the game plan. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to take my own advice and take my time. I don't even want a blunt cut. My goal is healthier hair. I love my shape. I just want to trim what needs to be trimmed. I want to clean up my ends. I want it to be easier when I detangle. And honestly, I like my shape. I like the roundness. I wear my hair curly and I love my fro. The more I tried to chase someone else's method, the further I got away from my own goals. Not because a blunt cut is wrong, not because her routine doesn't work, but because I was trying to solve my hair with someone else's answers. Before I even understood my own question. But once I got honest about what I actually wanted, I remembered my goals and the pressure started to go away. And ain't nobody rushing me. That's the crazy part. Nobody is rushing. I have built this pressure in my head. I started taking my own advice, slowing down, smaller sections, paying attention, doing what I could in this moment. Not what I wish to accomplish in one afternoon. Next time you see a woman's hair that you desire, instead of thinking, I wish my hair did that, maybe, wow, her hair is beautiful. What are my hair goals? And what can I do to move towards them today? Instead of trying to figure out how to get there tomorrow, your visions, your dreams, your goals, the women that inspire you to get there, they're more like an invitation on how you can show up today. What choices you can make today that will prepare you for what you want to come. I didn't need another tutorial. I needed another conversation with myself. Had I not stopped, I probably would have still thought I wanted a blunt cut. Reflection gave me another choice. It gave me my choice. We spend so much time trying to make the right decision. Very rarely are we prompted or ask ourselves, do I even want this? What I love about women who share their journeys transparently, tell their whole story vulnerably, you realize they struggle too. They question themselves. They didn't always have what you see today. I know when I'm in my head and I'm creating a reality or timeline that I wish was happening, thinking if it can only happen this way, if I could just skip to this part, I don't ever include mistakes that are meant to happen, or the setbacks, the wrong turns, the necessary failures that actually shape the woman that lives in the reality of the things that I'm dreaming of. Reflection has been teaching me that I always have a choice. I can stop at what's missing, or I can ask what's here, what's working, what is this inviting me to do next, and use that in my favor. Another thing reflection has taught me is wants and needs are a part of being human. There isn't some final destination where I arrive and never want anything again. There isn't a version of me that no longer has another dream, another goal or desire. So I've stopped waiting for that day my wants disappear. Instead, I'm changing my relationship with how I live with them. I'm trying to stop living like once I get there, then I can breathe. If I continue to make peace dependent on my next accomplishment, I'll spend my whole life waiting. And I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to live now because I'm living. Go check out that video if you haven't. Y'all, this video took me a minute to edit just because it's something that is very real, very true in what I'm trying to learn and cultivate for myself. If this resonated at all, please leave this emoji and let me know that you watched it all the way till the end. And also know that this didn't become the wash day that changed everything, but just a part of another wash day and just becoming closer to myself and what that looks like authentically. I appreciate you for watching. Before I let you go, let me give you a recap. When looking at your life, instead of asking, what does this say about me? Ask, what is this inviting me to do next? Please celebrate direction, not arrival. There's no such thing as arrival in life. Stop requiring proof before you feel peace. You do not need reality to convince you what is possible. If your worth is tied into things, if your identity is found in your goals and your accomplishments, in achieving your wildest dreams, your worth has become conditional. Y'all, so much love, so much peace. Until next time, deuces. I bet you've never seen a sponsorship at the end of the video, but shout out to today's sponsor, Not Another Hair Care. Not only have I been loving these clips, I find a new reason why I like them every single day I use them, but I've also been getting amazing feedback and also questions about when we're gonna restock certain colors. But listen, make them while you can. Also, there's a weekly newsletter very similar to my videos, but in an email format. You can sign up for that completely free. Use Not Another 20 code when you check out for 20% off your entire purchase. Thank you so much for your support. All right, deuces. Anyways, thanks for watching.